Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today is a good, with the economy sputtering and all, today's a good day to remind you that their plan is to bail you in.
In 2010, the United States passed the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act. I've just got to pause. The Wall Street Reform, the Consumer Protection Act, you gotta love those titles, right? In this law, they clearly outline how failing financial institutions, aka your bank, are legally allowed to bail you in, to take your deposits.
And by the way, Gary Gensler was involved in writing that.
It's to make themselves whole if their failure represents a systemic threat to the system. So if the house of cards collapses again, and this time the lender of last resort, the Federal Reserve, can't intervene, well, we know exactly what they're going to do. And while it hasn't happened yet in the United States, we can look at what's happened in other countries to understand the 3 steps of a bank bail-in.
They're going to bail in. You just sit back and wait and watch. Now, I want to remind everybody of when Brad Garlinghouse said this about the potential of ETFs, XRP ETFs.
So you would welcome an XRP ETF then?
We would certainly welcome it, and I think it's inevitable that there'll be, multiple ETFs around different tokens. And I think you'll even see ETFs potentially around baskets that also, I think, further diversify that risk.
Are you in talks with the largest issuers, particularly BlackRock, to get this done?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that. I know BlackRock has said some things publicly. We think it makes sense for the XRP community overall. Ripple obviously is a very important stakeholder in the XRP ecosystem, but we're not the only player. And look, we've seen, before the SEC lawsuit, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset. I think because of the headwinds of that lawsuit, we've now seen that largely abate. But the long-term view on these things is about, how do you create utility and really solve real-world problems with these different digital assets?
Okay, so then yesterday when the news was going around, was it yesterday or today? About the XRP Futures, which have to come before the ETF, Brad Garlinghouse had reposted that. Binomial launch XRP USD Futures. I think Brad Garlinghouse knows what... I think Brad Garlinghouse knows. I'm sitting here getting texts. I'm not able to participate in the fantasy football draft this weekend, and I'm getting texts where they're asking me if they can use my house while I'm gone. I don't know if my wife. These guys can get pretty unruly. I don't know if my wife would allow it. And I don't know. Somebody may be here anyway. Okay, all righty then. So anyway, Brad Garlinghouse is ready for those XRP ETFs. All right, check this out. Folks, you want to see what's going to really set off the crypto market and all of the markets?
Blowout GDP number last week, and nonetheless, most people are still calling for rate cuts. Do you expect September to be it?
Yeah, we're in the September camp for sure, and we think there's a great likelihood actually that we could get 3 cuts in 2024, and then 1 in the first part of 2025, and then kind of a pause that refreshes. We'll take a look at kind of the impact of the 100 basis points of cuts and see what that does for the economy.
A blowout.
All right, and then you have this. Watch this. This is Paul Barron.
July CPI inflation expectations, everybody kind of floating around that 2.9, which will be the first time we've really seen a solid number under 3% if it does hit it. My anticipation is it might come in a little softer than that, meaning we've seen prices slowing over the last 60 days. This may be something that actually shows up. If it's a larger than, or I should say, more of a cut on from 2.9, maybe at a 2.8 or a 2.7, that I think will have implications on a lot of the markets, including the traditional S&P. Taking a quick peek in on Truflation, also sliding down over the last week, down under 1.5 or right at right now. This, of course, is compared to the government rate at 3%. So think about that. Of course, many people, as I said, think that we've kind of already achieved the market position as to where we've been trying to get to, which is that 2% target that Chair Powell tries to hit on a lot. All of this, as I said, could set up Bitcoin for a good position.
Okay, then we have this. Now, I think this is ludicrous. This is you got to understand, Jeremy Allaire with Circle, Goldman Sachs backed, he already has an approved government printing machine for his Circle USDC. And so it's easy for him to say, oh, yeah, it doesn't really matter. We're going to all work it out. It's easy for him to ignore the last 4 years of them trying to destroy crypto, because they weren't trying to destroy his company. They weren't suing his company. They didn't have him tied up in a 4-year lawsuit at the SEC. So it blows my mind, these people that are, both parties are kind of the same. No, they're not. 4 years they've been trying to destroy this. They're not going to change their tune. Go watch a video on Senator Warren and how good a buddy she is with Kamala Harris. Nothing's being reset. They might lie to you and tell you they're going to reset it, just like they're lying right now and trying to take on all of Trump's policies.
If you look at what happened over the past year, you actually saw a lot of bipartisan work getting done. You saw major bills in stablecoin, major bills in market structure advancing. Mm-hmm. And so it looked like this was a purple issue. And I actually believe, I think crypto is purple. I think now we're in politics, though. We're trying to get people elected. And so people are figuring out, okay, this is an industry here to stay. There's a lot of investment from that industry in the campaigns themselves. And so people are staking out these new positions, but it actually reflects in many ways, if you look 2 years ago, it would be very hard to believe that crypto is going to be a presidential political issue. It would be very hard to believe that there'd be major legislation. The industry would be where it is. 2 years ago, it was a very different world.
So what do you make of the fact that obviously former President Trump has taken this on as his issue, has tried to say he's crypto friendly, and then we keep hearing, but maybe you can provide some more insight, at least behind the scenes, because we haven't seen it publicly yet, that Vice President Harris is trying to court the crypto community as well.
So I think that's absolutely accurate. And, as has been reported, I participated in a White House, and there were Harris folks involved as well, discussion last week. And what I can say is there is a concerted effort, both from the administration and the Harris campaign, to really get to know the issues, the players, the industry, the policy.
They haven't known the issues while Operation Choke Point 2.0 has been going on for the last 4 years. They are still trying to figure it out and get their arms around it.
Issues, et cetera. I think what the industry is looking for very, very clearly is clear statements potentially from the existing White House and clear statements from Harris as part of her economic policy agenda. How is this going to
Fair to say, though, that this administration, the current administration, has not been friendly to crypto, or at least has cast a skeptical eye on it.
Oh, you think?
And I think they've missed the boat on that. I think they've caused American jobs to go overseas. They've made the cost of building.
And you think they don't know what they've been doing?
Extremely prohibitive. They've created a situation where policy is being adjudicated by the courts and not by Congress.
Right. And so why would you believe them now? Now they've formed their little crypto for Harris thing, and they're going to be doing it today, actually. If I saw that Ryan Selkis was going to be there, so this could be very interesting to see what happens, because with Ryan Selkis coming to this thing, he might set off some fireworks in there. But let's not forget, against Jeremy Allaire's backdrop there, it's over. Leak sparks serious U.S. crypto crackdown fears as the Bitcoin price bounces back. This is in reference to that tweet from yesterday where Kamala Harris is basically putting the same people in charge who've been the Operation Choke Point 2.0. You know the drill here. Now, this is some good drama for today. I was watching Charles Hoskinson, and he had made this comment. recently I saw BitBoy was saying that Cardano's dead or whatever. Somebody asked Charles Hoskinson about it. Watch this.
Hey, brother, it seems to be Ben BitBoy doesn't love you anymore. No, we didn't give him money. So now he's on the other side of his arc. He's gone the Randeur way. So he and Rand and Max Kaiser, they're all going to get together, and they're going to have a little bit of a lemon party, and there'll be some videos on the internet about it. Get all oiled up. There you go. And then he'll challenge me to a fight, and when we don't take the bait, he'll go and find some tier 4 podcaster to go beat up a little bit and feel really good about it. He'll feel good about himself. Hey, brother, it seems to...
Good stuff. Now, in DAIXRP.com, I'm going to show you just what's on the line here. This is not, you've heard it your whole life. I've heard it my whole life. Oh, this is the most important election ever. No. This time's different, folks. For crypto, it's different. For everything, it's different. This is the defining moment, in my opinion, where we decide whether we're going to have the United States of America as it was founded, or we're going to have some combination of a technocracy, fascism, socialism, communism. Because make no mistake, the people behind all of this, just the things they've done now, just the things they've done, if they stopped right now, are all completely ignoring the Constitution. These people don't care. They don't like this country the way it was founded. That's what people have to get their mind around. But you don't have to take my word for it. In DAIXRP.com, we're going to talk about, I'm going to show you what they've done and what they're doing. It's creepy. They have to be defeated. It's not an option in this case. And Kamala's she's being a chameleon right now. Kamala the chameleon. She's trying to pretend like she's something she's not and never has been. She's trying to steal Trump's positions on various things. That's not who this woman is. All right, but we're going to talk about it. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. This is how bad it is, and this is why there is not an option. This has to be one. Here we go.